There are those of us who like to listen to the good stories that I have read. Then those are of us who like to listen to me rant, riff, and tear apart the bad fanfics. Like to listen to me complain and make snarky comments about a bad fanfic that I'm suffering through. These are those stories. Da-dum! As always, remember, you complain, you chose to watch. I'm giving you a fair warning. And some people wonder why I do this. I'm just curious to see how many people are going to ignore the warning at the beginning. Ooh, author's note. Ending of this chapter may seem a little rushed. We gotta keep the word limit acceptable so I can post it out to DeviantArt. Yes, DeviantArt. That grand and glorious place where people read fanfics. I remember reading a whole bunch of fanfics on DeviantArt. Oh no, wait, no I don't! You know, BeingAMiner.org may not be used as much, but it's still being used. Then there's Archive of Our Own. There's probably several other places you can post that don't have a word limit. Apparently you can't submit text stocks over 10,000 words, or the system can't handle it and you get an error. Looks like my word limit rule has solid ground. No, it does not. Just because one system, one site, can't handle a word limit doesn't mean it applies to everything. This is why I said, and said this again. You could have posted that sex scene up there, but you probably heard that there was an exception to the rule and you applied it to everything. Because that's what you do. And you also have friends made it back to Kaede's village and explained to him? Did Kaede change genders while I was looking? I mean, I know the woman's old. I see. He simply collapsed and his eyes were dark as night. Well, this is a world where magic can exist. There were probably 1,000 reasons why. The elderly priestess asked. I fear your friend had fallen into the powers of a curse, and a most dreadful one at that. We know all that already, said Yuasa. He wasn't trying to be rude, even though that's who he is. He's still pretty shaken by Nobunaga's death itself, and still secretly peeved that Sashomaru got away. Yuasa secretly peeved? No, he wears that on his sleeve. Kagami held up her jewel shards. Even the sacred jewel didn't work. Whatever it was that had him, it was as if it didn't want it to be healed. Kaede was most disturbed to hear that. The fragments of the sacred soul of the Four Souls has the power to unspeakable wonders. This is the time I've ever heard of the power being rejected. It's called plot convenience. Shippo was still silent and motionless. He was still upset and frightened of what happened to Nobunaga. Kagami turned to him. You okay? I'm just worried, whimpered Shippo. What if that happens to Nobunaga happens to me, or any of us? Why am I acting so scared? He's right, said Yuasa. Could happen again. How do we know it hasn't happened to other people already? Is Yuasa supposed to be afraid in this scene? Because, no. I would see him being protective of his friends. I would see him wanting to get down to the bottom, but not scared. Shippo cried in fear and held Kagami tightly for comfort. Kagami was already annoyed with Yuasa and pulled his ear forcefully. How can you be so idiotic? She sighed. Yuasa picked his ear. I'll still have one good ear, he grumbled. I'm just saying, we don't know what's got him. I've seen deaths before. That was the strangest. And Yuasa is correct, agreed Kaede. Much I don't understand it myself. I fear we haven't heard the last of this mysterious force. Shippo felt more worried than ever, but Kagami hugged him warmly. I won't let it happen to you. I miss you too much. Shippo felt a little better and smiled at her. Kagami didn't excuse herself. I had to go home. I'm sure I have a lot of homework to catch up on. Yuasa sighed. I don't think I'll ever understand the worlds he comes from. Kagami teased him. I doubt you understand what any world's like. It's so strange creatures dropping in from it. He growled softly. We'll watch her cute little rump. Meanwhile, Princess Suyu was playing with Hio Suryamaru in the palace garden. Come back here, you silly thing. She chased him to a tree. Naturally, the little monkey leapt up the limbs and teasingly danced with her from up high. Suyu could only smile up at her. While her husband watched from the deck, he sipped his sake tea. He's glad to see his wife happier these past few days since Nobunaga died. Little did any of them realize they were being watched. A mysterious dark figure was observing them from the roof of the palace. His sight softly began to fade away like a ghost. Just as the princess looked up where he was standing, just in time to see him fade away entirely. She got to the roof, looking for whoever it was she saw. Princess? Lord Kimo caused, and he asked out to his wife. What worries you? These new shoes, they're so tight. Suyu continued to look up at the roof, not even blinking her eyes positive she saw someone. I thought, Carol, I had seen... She looked all over, but saw nothing. Never mind. I'm blind. However, that dark creature she saw appeared way up in the skies above the palace. His face was hidden off screen. Screen? What screen? Off the screen of my laptop? Hello? A second creature, seemingly darker, more mysterious than he himself, appeared before him, placed a dark hand on his shoulder, and gave him a massage. Dear, purr for me, little boy. The creature spoke in a very unusual noise, like an eerie, hissy winds. I understand, the first creature responded. I know what I must do. His colleague hissed in the dark language at him again. I'm aware of this. I shall not forget. Gods. Sandwich orders. The second creature vanished out of sight, leaving his colleague to flying about through the skies, looking over the lands below. In the dizzy distance first, Deus was rushed to a hospital immediately. You can bet his mother and sister were devastated to hear what happened to him when Kairi had hit him. Meanwhile, I'm cheering. Woo! You just punched him, and he passed out. God, I knew he was a wimp, but... Kairi looked really frightened and seeing herself. TK tried to hold her to comfort her, but she winced away from him. Tai approached June, try to calm down. It's not going to help if we all lose it. Jessica barely held back her tears for her brother. And Tai hugged her softly, letting her rest his hand on his shoulder. I know Micah thinks that everybody would be sad over Davis's death, but the way he was acting, no. As much as Micah would love to think so, people don't usually mourn for jerks. Everyone fell silent, still feeling bad for Davis, but even more so for ex-Vemon. He couldn't be coming back for all, that was for sure. Why? Izzy ran complete digital diagnostics and found no trace of ex-Vemon's data anywhere. Why? There was nothing left to configure. Why? Look, if you question every single plot hole, we're going to be here for a long time. Davis's D3 and D terminal both still blank, completely dead. No, that's the least of their problems. Wormmon glared angrily over at Padmon, and Padmon could feel Wormmon's wrath waiting for him being the one who sent ex-Vemon to his death. I'm sorry, it's still the most hilarious way to die. Davis's mom came out with the doctor. She was looking upset. How is he? Asked Ken. But testing from Miss Matonia's building devastation didn't look good, and the doctor confirmed it. His vital signs are slowly dropping. And as for his eyes, I've never seen anything like it before. You never watched much anime, have you? Everyone began to feel worse and worse, especially Kairi. Can't you help him? No. Now, we could lobotomize him, or make him a cyborg. Nah, that sounds even worse than this one. I only wish I could, replied the doctor. Like I said, I've never seen symptoms like this before. It makes it impossible to know what to try on. It could possibly make things worse for him. I'll do all I can for him. I recommend chainsaw. Doctor allowed everyone to see Davis, but only for a few minutes. He looks so pale, said Gatsumon. Yeah, that was no, that's not for the disease. That's just him from King kept in his room whacking out to Kairi every night. Davis just lay there in bed, very still, and had a respirator over his mouth, breathing more air to keep him stable. My poor baby, cried his mom. You don't suppose he's doing this purposely? Like getting away from me, trying to get on his back? Nah, Too clever. Nobody knew how to answer her, said Matt. I wouldn't say that exactly, came a familiar voice. Everyone turned around. Every now and again I see it a little bit harder as the years have gone of my life. Turn around and saw a young Jedi and you look very pleased. Yeah, when did you get here? Asked Mimi. Does he have better things to be doing than watching T-drama? I rather not explain that. I'm just making shit up as I go along, especially considering why I've come. He then looked over at Kairi and TK. I'll be here for your Digivices. Kairi and TK's eyes widened. Take the Digivices? What for? Asked Gatomon. Guys, I don't think this is normal Jedi! I think it's Perf Jedi from Digimon Tri! Run! Especially you, Sora. We all remember how Perf Jedi acted back there. Yes, I know. Technically, that wasn't really Jedi. I just like saying the word Perf Jedi. Then I explained how he and the four guardians of the digital world heard the dysfunction occurring with the Digi-Destined. Despite it being petty, things got way out of hand when Titanomon began to attack primary villains, especially how Kairi and TK had behaved, as well as Patamon for sending X-Vemon to his doom in the most ridiculous way possible. Question. Are the four Guardians only paying attention to these guys? Like, are these guys the only ones that are paying attention? Last I checked, every child who ever got to see a Digimon is a Digi-Destined. They all have their own partners. They're all perfectly capable of protecting the digital world. Last I also checked, they all have their deep connection with said Digimon. They all have their unique partners. Are you telling me that the four Guardians are going out of their way to watch all the Digi-Destined out there? Are you saying that none of them can have petty problems, arguments, rants? It's become quite obvious to me, as well as the Guardians, that TK and Kairi are no longer capable of representing the forces of open light, because of a small argument that does happen to lead to the death of one of their friends. Well, you! Why haven't you taken away Matt's little crest? Because, you know, he's gotten plenty of arguments with Tai. Or does Megan just don't think Digimon Adventure 01 counts? In which case, I think that is the polar opposite of Toei. Boo! Boo! But it's true! It's true! Toei doesn't think O2 exists. Their days as Digi-Destined are no more. I don't think you could do that. I mean, the crest came from them. And they had already given up those powers a long time ago. Remember? Hus fell over the crowd. And Jedi held out his hand for his devices. No, I won't! Snap! You? Huh. Fine. I have a persona anyway. And you walked out of the room. Then I sighed. Even if Davis were not criminal condition, it still does not excuse that you and Patamon are just responsible for destroying X-Vemon. Except for Titanomon. Didn't you guys design and make Patamon especially for TK? In other words, there is nobody else. There is nobody else. You found him. They were especially picked because of who they were. There is nobody else. Don't make this harder than it is. Kairi had tears in her eyes as she slowly compiled, placed her D3 in Jedi's hand. Kairi, sobbed Gatomon. You was too busy with his friends. Don't make him, said Patamon. Jedi didn't like it any more than he did, but he had orders from the Guardians. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Split. Matt seamlessly said. His brother hesitated, but he softly handed Jedi his D3. That'll be all. Jedi said. He walked out of the room, down the hall, fast as a pixelating light. No sooner had he gone did Gatamon and Patamon begin to glow and fade away. Right, time for another Disney World reset. Gatamon! I'm busy, I keep telling you. Digimon looked down tearfully. Goodbye, you. Kari, they'll never forget you. Soon they were gone. Kari broke down and began to cry softly. TK held her softly, feeling like crying himself. All the other Digimon couldn't believe this was happening. Mine has a crowded waiting room! I and Matt watched their siblings and held them tightly. All the others didn't know how much horrible things could get. All they could hope for now was Davis would get better, and maybe they could work something out. Unfortunately, he didn't get better. Woo! A week had passed and his files grew more and more unstable and weak. Before anyone knew it, Dizzy Destin, their Digimon, and even TK and Kairi, along with their school soccer team, were gathered at Davis's funeral, standing by the closed casket. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another Do You Even Japanese, bro? Japanese funerals are not like Western ones. What you're seeing here is Mikan being all Western and not really doing research on how Japanese funerals work. What would really happen is Davis would first get a little water on his lips and then would be placed near a Buddhist temple to keep off evil spirits. Meanwhile, his friends and family would all have a wake at his house. You may have seen some anime where they've got a photo of the guy, there are flowers, there's incense, they all talk to the mother, offering their condolences and all of that. Then, he is put into a casket in either a white uniform or white suit, and then taken to a place to be cremated. Not buried, and definitely no open casket funeral. Sorry, Mikey, but, research beats you. Again. Hard. Ken was especially upset. Not because he lost his best human friend, but because he played TK's wish for this. I was worried this would happen, he whispered sadly to Yoli. First I wished my brother away, and now this. Take it easy, Yoli cried as he held her sobbing boyfriend. I can't take it, Yoli. I can't. And then Davis becomes the Digimon Emperor one more time. Poor Mom was so heartbroken for Ken. Davis's mother and June were the most devastated. Felt he could never get over this. Easily, it was Kairi who felt extremely guilty. Feeling it was largely her doing to kill Davis. And it was. Oh, thanks a lot, narrator. It's nice to know that you have a nice, helpful opinion. Thank you. Now that Davis is gone, and pretty much no other on the market for losable girls, she deleted the webpage and spent a lot of time in her room, feeling upset. Davis was gone, Gatamon was gone. She could never go back to the digital world. Why could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. In the Titans world, that morning. Forget it, Rusthead. You're gonna pop your rivets. The machine begins to crumple, crackle, and snap as Cyborg continues to push against the weight, putting all he can into it. Let me alone. I can do it. One more word out of you, green jeans, and the two of us will play massive ball with this magnetic weight tester. More and more, the machine continues to push against Cyborg, threatening to crush his body. All 4.5 tons of it. Increase my magnetic pull to 5 tons. Good for the record. Starfire watches. He can't carry that weight, can he? Thick. The choreographs don't say you're overexerting yourself. I'm decreasing the... Don't! I gotta do this. Increase. We're testing our powers. Not making excuses for him! He may be stupid, but he's got courage. Shut up, Terra. Thick, listen. Your heartbeat's going out the chart. I'm going to... Do it, Logan, and I'll trade you in for one of Captain Carrot's crew. Gotta make it feel stronger now. With one final push, the machine breaks. crumbling into pieces. I had to keep pushing myself. I had to prove there was more than a metal shell. You're looking like I flipped my capacitors. I was this fixed stone athlete. I kept pushing myself till I was one of the best. I was able to increase my strength, make changes to myself. But since I became just cyborg, I kept feeling I was only what the machine part of me allowed me to be. I had no ability to fit myself. The video continues to record. Don't you see? This just proves I'm not a machine. It proves I'm still a man who can bear himself. Now, somebody help me out. I think I sprained my electric whistle or something. It's our turn, isn't it? Starfire asks, looking at Donna. Are you still game for it? Of course. A little while later, the two go into a training room. Surrounded by water, both of them stand on a floating mattress. I've been waiting for this. You beat me in the last 3 workout sessions. Today is my turn. I can feel it in my bones. We'll see about it, Donna. I don't give up easy. And remember, I've been trained by... I know. By the warlords of Okara. Well, my dear, I've been trained by the Amazons, and they can take on your warlords with the spear side behind them. Both of them ready to bow staffs. Ready? You bet. You know the rules. First one to the water loses. The winner buys everyone some Haagen-Dazs chocolate chip. Start the contest now. Wait a second. That's not enough. The fight begins. Their bow staffs crack, hitting against one another. You've been practicing. You better believe it. 3 losses in a row are humiliating enough. I've been trained solely as a warrior. It only makes sense to bear at this. They'll kill each other. No, it's just their way of exercising. How about we confess and try mud wrestling? Go team, go! Logic doesn't enter into this. With one swift motion, Donna knocks off the bow staff and then trips Starfire. We started these training systems to keep us in battle trim. For once, I'm gonna win. But Starfire, landing on the ground, raises her legs and does a backward kick into Donna's face. Sorry, Donna. Don't count me out yet. Look good. Too good. Maybe. No wonder Snake couldn't take him on himself. He needed me. No matter how strong they are, I can still bury them in an earthquake across a whole blast that melted on them. Yeah, maybe the Titans are strong, but Terra's even stronger. Ophidia continues to watch as the fight between the two Titans continues, sweat coursing down their bodies. Ready to give? Never! This is my fight. No one's taking it from me! Sorry, Donna, but you don't know. You know we don't pull our punches here. In one swift movement, Starfire slides her bow staff into Donna's side, knocking her down into the wire. He left it wide open. And the winner, still champion, Princess Coriander of Terraman. Now, about that Haagen-Dazs. You put up a good fight, Donna. Better than even before. Donna, swoosh! She watches as Donna races out of the wire. Her hair covered, matted down thanks to the wet water. And I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the idea of Wonder Girl. I've got to keep working at it, don't I? Only my sister Diana beat me before you came along. So I guess it can only be hurt by the ones I love. Swoosh! Oh, Donna, Starfire says, landing into the water. Swimming up close to her dearest friend, she embraces Donna closely. The two girls hugging each other and excuse me, I need to cool off! Anyway. Woo! Oh, God, I want a bath. What a waste of 2 perfectly good hugs! I'm with you, Gar. I'm with you. Gar and Terra, it's your turns now. A little while later, the Titans stand outside in a snowy covered field. Donna and Starfire, both wrapped up in bath towels and their hair covered up. You notice you don't have to do your thing in the plastic cold. Does you have any child neighbors also around here? Quit your complaining, Terra. Your powers and Gar's are even further apart than mine and Corey's. This is why you're teamed up. Fighting each other will actually help you when you're in battle. All I right now want to do is move into a furnace. Hey, Uncle Witzy's on the Raven isn't out here freezing up buns. Raisin's been exempt from workout until we can help solve her particular problems. Now, if you're done complaining, Tara, don't worry. I'll take it easy. Don't want to show you too fast. Shut me up. Cramming another green face freak. Logan, I'm going to immerse you into mud balls. Only give you a catch between face. And the fight is on as Tara rises the ground up, trying to catch Beast Boy off guard. Beast Boy in a swift motion turns into a bird and flies away. Ta-da! One Peregrine Fountain to an order, complete with new miracle wings from Rodco. Tara and Ray start throwing out boulders, and swiftly, Beast Boy turns into a little baby bug flying away from each of the rocks. Oh boy! A couple of stones I can avoid. For the whole blind asteroid belt, I better need something smaller than a bird. Flying back, he turns into a snake and wraps himself around Tara. Oh, almost to the let great guard hug you, big hug. So firm, so firm, so fully packed. And it goes me a good maggot. That's Mr. Skull Crane Mag to you, ma'am. If you kiss, I'll let you go. I should have kissed a Wookie. That's not my range. How about I come over again? You like pandas? I'm great with pandas. Raids, Tara starts rising the ground around them. Oh no, I'll crush you, Logan. You'll pay for this! I'll collect your chains anytime, honey. One single, wrapping himself in a round coffin, Tara bursts out, into a barrel roll. You don't think you're going to connect us and head out the broken bones? I'm going to squeeze that mud hole till you cry. Now so easy to cast a changer, Tara. Chop, 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 chop. There goes Gary Gopher. Chop, 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 chop. Boom! In another instant, Beast Boy turns into a bear. Here comes one of the Care Bears. Wanna see what I got hidden on my heart? This I would have paid $500 for. Bear and Chase Chase movie anytime. Oh, did I hurt you? TM, here, let me kiss you, make you a better. And in another instant, Beast Boy turns into a monkey. It's also me, Logan. Logan, my name is Mr. Smith. You'll offend me? You will hurt me? You're just a right love! Well, woe is me. All I got is easing my pain is my clear victory over you. Now remember, Tara, you've got it right. Garfield beat me about one at a time, or else you'll stay in school after tomorrow. Get back here. I'm not done with you! From within Titan's tower, Raven watches. No, Tara. I fear you're making a mistake with that one. No, Garfield. Don't. Marie, you do not antagonize her. The hatred I now sense is overwhelming. Sadly, Beast Boy cannot hear. And immediately turns into a dog, kicking snow into Tara's face. You're not? Come on, let's bury your heads right here. Logan! Stop it, Gar. No reason to make fun of her. Oh, come on, Tara. And there is the Beast Boy turns into a beaver. Tara can take it. Can't ya? Besides, he's always bowing off. Now it's my turn. Tara begins to get enraged. The feel from her eye contacts begin to fuzz. That's it, to Logan. I've played the game long enough. I had it. You're dead, man, punk. Dead! She creates a whirlwind of stone and gravel and ground. Nobody makes a fool out of me. Instead of the dust storm, Logan. Like it? Don't get used to it. She summons up an earthen tunnel and slams Beast Boy into it. I'm not done, creep. You'll have to feel testing of my powers. She lifts up a giant boulder. No holding back now. No playing games. Tara, my guts is flipped out. It covers a contest. Gotta shield him. Maybe my middle body can fight that molten rock. At least try. And from the distance, a starbolt breaks the boulder before anyone can get hurt. Got it. What happened to Tara? You hear me? Good sick of me. I'm not death. What happened? Perhaps I can learn what troubles her. Raymond says, teleporting in. No, don't. I'm fine. Just don't touch me, okay? Hey, what about me? I don't want you nearly killed. Okay, maybe I provoked her a bit. A bit? Okay, maybe I provoked her a lot. Any places where you're trying to kill me? You wouldn't understand. Try us, you'd be amazed. When you first found me, I was being held by those terrorists. They did everything to make my life miserable. They put me down, frightened me, humiliated me. When God kept taunting me, I snapped. I wasn't attacking him. I was trying to kill those terrorists. You got to believe me. She turns, sweating as he tries to make her lie seem feasible. But all she can see is Raven staring back at her, glaring, looking deep in her soul. Guess I'm my only friends, perhaps the only ones I have. If I do anything to hurt you, please believe me. Raven continues to glare. You made a gravest mistake, Tara. Only your fool's naivete allows them to trust you. We could not afford to have you lose your temper before my master plan is enacted. Tara comes out, dressed again in a slinky, skimpy outfit that someone her age should not wear. Just said it, honey. They believed my story, didn't they? So it proves the kind of idiots they are. Tara, my dear, I told you this before. Never underestimate your enemy. Especially these Titans. They're top professionals. Do nothing, honey. Only one we got to watch out for is Raven, and I'm carrying her for myself. Be that as may, you've done your job well. My files are complete. And the contract was my son Grant accepted with the Hive, and which, upon his death, I assumed will now be completed. You keep gazing at your family pixelate. Slave looks at a photo of his son, the former killer Rose. It sighs. I really want to bet you. I'm going to still love me. That, my dear, is the one thing you never concern yourself about. Get dressed. We're ready to begin. They're going to kill the Titans, right? Tara and Slade begin to walk towards the helicopter. Perhaps. The contract says I'm to bring the Titans to the Hive, dead or alive. It's up to them how that will be accomplished. Everything ready, Wintergreen? Yes, sir. Your uniform and weapons have been forwarded to your city residence. Come on, it's easy up to you. Hurry up. There's time, Tara. Learn to control your patience. We've been together a long time, old friend. This just may be our final contract. The Titans aren't going to be pushovers. Neither are we, sir. We know all their secrets. I truly believe together we can work wonders. As always with you in command, me following your word, always following a word. He's getting sloppy in his old age. There was a point he'd never been able to observe him like this. From a distance, two figures watch Slade and Tara get into a helicopter from a camera. I do believe it's time. Slade, it's been a long time. Not long enough for you. And meanwhile, back in the Titans story, do you guys even really care? I mean, it's just the same old song and dance. Tara lies to the Titans. Her friends talk about getting an abortion. It's a sensitive subject that I'm not willing to talk about in this video. There's a courtroom drama complete with things that would so totally get contempt and thrown out of court so fast and even funny. Beast Boy is sent to the mental institution. Good. There's more ranting and crying from Beast Boy as everybody is so sad and everybody's so mad and everybody's feeling so bad. And it's mostly just, oh, feel bad for Beast Boy. Beast Boy's mad. Beast Boy's upset. Beast Boy rants and raves and then gets his soul sucked out. And meanwhile, Flutterside's talking to Discord. I hope you're happy. I am happy. Good. Bye. And of course, this is following a typical plot of everybody being miffed. And for some reason, Twilight getting a letter from Celestia that says she's disappointed in Twilight and her friends for a misunderstanding. That happens all the time. Oh, I read that. All they did was just say, Spike messed up. What's he did? If anything, it read like a lame episode of the series, if you ask me. And meanwhile, Spike keeps getting messages and letters from everybody being happy and apologizing and actually telling him that they actually feel bad and they actually want to apologize and are very good for his friend. And once again, I like Beast Boy and Davis, who are arguing at the loved ones. Spike actually gets everybody apologizing to him and wanting to make amends and are actually friendly towards him. And he still gets his soul sucked up. reasons. Because it had to be a pony crossover, and Mike and Jessica let go. P.S. Tomorrow, you're about to see why I love Dick Grayson Robin so damn much.